Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. This is Chris Scher. That's Robert Harding. And this is the Citizen Pick 6 NFL Picks video for Thanksgiving weekend 2014. Happy Thanksgiving, even though it's a day early, although maybe by some time you guys watch this, it might be after Thanksgiving. I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving. Hope you ate a lot of good food, especially the turkey. And speaking of turkeys, here come our picks. Cheap laugh, couldn't resist. So actually, I think these picks are good. I think these are going to be good picks. I think you guys are going to like these.
Good
picks.
games.
Good. We have great games, and we want to think that we can rise to the occasion and make some good picks for you guys. So, anyways, we'll get right to it. First game is on a Thursday afternoon after you've had your turkey and maybe you're starting to get into your pumpkin pie. Philadelphia at Dallas. This is it, man. NFC East showdown. Each team 8-3. Cowboys a 3-point favorite. And you know something? When I eat a lot of turkey on Thanksgiving, you know what happens to me, Robert? I get a big gut.
Oh, boy.
And the gut says, go with the Eagles.
Wow.
Go with the Birds on Thanksgiving. Yep. You know,
Apparently you get drunk on Thanksgiving.
I guess. No, that one I have to work, okay? And I am working on Thanksgiving. So I will not be imbibing in any alcoholic beverages. But I like the Eagles. I mean, they're just playing good football. I think their defense quietly has been playing very good football. And even though, the quarterback situation, Sanchez, they didn't look good against Green Bay. Obviously, familiarity with the division opponent, on the road, short week. I like Philadelphia. Call me crazy, but I like Philadelphia to beat the Cowboys.
Wow, you are crazy. I'm taking the Cowboys.
All right.
I think Dallas looking good this year. I believe they've struggled the last couple Thanksgivings, but this is a much better team. DeMarco Murray.
They had to struggle. They had to struggle to beat the Giants, though.
Well, that was in New York.
Yeah,
it was a road game.
All right.
I'm taking the Cowboys.
And then our next game is another Thanksgiving extravaganza. This is the NFC West showdown. Although obviously these two teams are not in first place, Arizona is, but this is really a very big game for playoff position.
Is this a 50-50 game?
This is a 50-50 game. This is San Francisco hosting Seattle. The Niners are a 1-point favorite. I like the Niners. I like the home field. I like Kaepernick. Seattle, they had a good win last week and everything, but I just think the home field's going to be big for the Niners. I think the Niners know that they really need to win this game, and I think they got enough to eke out. Again, 1 point is basically a pick 'em when you think about it. But I like the Niners to win this game.
Scher's been hitting too much of that gravy, folks. Taking the Seahawks.
Wow, look at this. I think he's deliberately doing this, folks, because he knows he's got to catch up.
Actually, if you look at the you pick 'em, I pick these same teams.
All right. Okay.
I'm riding the Seahawks wave. I think last week against Arizona, a statement win. Yes, it was a home game, but we all know how good Arizona is this year. And hey, I think they'll pull it off a second week in a row against a NFC West opponent.
Next game, Robert's Buffalo Bills. They're back in Orchard Park. They're back at Ralph Wilson Stadium. The snow has been cleared. The stadium is fit for occupancy, and they will be hosting their I-90 rivals, the Cleveland Browns, which I think, to be honest with you, I would love to have Cleveland and Buffalo in the same division. I think they'd be a great, the Lake Erie division.
We'll have to get to that later.
But, and obviously the Browns, they're battling for a playoff spot. They had a great win against Atlanta last week. But you know something? I like the Bills. I mean, they're coming off a short week, but I think that win against the Jets gives them some confidence. I think the first game at home after the winter storm, it's going to be sold out. I think they're going to continue to play well. Kyle Orton is not going to make a killer mistake. They're going to run the football, and I like the Bills to beat the Browns.
I'm taking Cleveland.
Wow, some fan you are. You're deliberately going the other way. I know it. You're going to try to make
up Cleveland, and you pick them too.
All right, okay.
And you know how I go.
Okay.
I usually mix it up. But Cleveland, they went into Atlanta last week and they pulled out that win. And, I think they're just looking good this year. They got some running game going, kind of a 1-2 punch there. Crowell, of course, in the backfield. Hoyer didn't have a great game last week, but he played well enough to win.
That's where I would be concerned. Well, I think Atlanta did more to lose than Cleveland did to win.
It's all about time management.
Right, that's true. But I think Atlanta gave that game away. So Cleveland's good, don't get me wrong, but I think Buffalo at home, 2.5-point favorite. I like them the cup, or 3-point win, obviously, at least. But I like Buffalo to win this game. All right. Next game could be a Super Bowl preview, folks. Would be surprised. This is going to be available in 100% of the United States to watch. There's no excuse if you live someplace, but there's another game. There's no. Green Bay, New England. Great, great game. The Patriots are a 3-point dog in this game. Green Bay, I think these are the two teams that are playing the best football of any teams in the league. Okay, and New England's 9-2. Okay, Green Bay 8-3. Lambeau Field, special place. Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, arguably the two best quarterbacks in the league right now. I like Green Bay home field. I just think home field means something, and I think Aaron Rodgers is just the better quarterback over Tom Brady right now. I think that means something, and I'm going with the Packers.
I'm taking the Packers too.
All right, there we go. There we go. Okay.
Moving along.
Moving along, folks. We'll go to the Monday night game because we have to pick it because our rules say that him being the Bills fan, me being the Dolphins fan, we pick whoever Miami
it's in the
Buffalo
Pick Six
play.
Constitution.
Yes. No amendments, by the way. So Miami is a big 6-point favorite on the road. Geno Smith starting this game. Enough said. I don't discount the Jets covering it. But I'm going with the Dolphins. They got to win this game. They know there's no margin for error, that they have to win this game. And somehow, some way, they will find a way, and they will win this game over the Jets.
Dolphins will win.
All right, Robert picks.
Dolphins by 30.
Okay. Last game, and this is really the showdown for the AFC West. Classic American Football League battle. Denver Broncos at the Kansas City Chiefs. I know that Kansas City went to Denver earlier this year and got beat pretty good. You know something? Time for payback. Yep. Denver's a 1-point favorite in this game. I like the Chiefs. I just think Arrowhead is going to be rocking. I think Alex Smith, he's not the deep ball guy, but I think he's going to play well enough to win. Kansas City's got a lot of confidence. They're playing good football right now. Remember, they were off to an 0-2 start. Remember that. So they're seven out of their last 2. Yes, the Broncos did play better last week against Miami, but again, I think division opponent on the road, familiarity plays a role. I like the Chiefs to win over the Broncos.
Taking Denver.
You're taking Denver. So we differ on 4 games. Wow, this is interesting. In case you're curious, Robert was 4-2 last week. I was 3-3. I have a 6-game lead on Robert. 47-25 for moi, 41-11 for him. So there you go. There's something else you said you wanted to talk about, right? A little playoff discussion?
Yeah. You mentioned there was a column this week. I believe it was written by an AP columnist.
Paul Newberry,
yep, talking about the state of the NFC South. Of course, you have Atlanta and the Saints, I believe, tied for the division lead at 4-7. And it's gotten a lot of people talking. Really, one of the more interesting things that was mentioned, I believe someone said, the Jets, I think, are 2-9, obviously out of the playoff picture. And yet, if you look in the NFC South, Tampa Bay's 2-9 and 2 games out of the division.
And they're alive,
lead.
right?
So it just shows the kind of how ridiculous this system is. And Newberry was basically saying it's time for realignment. And we've talked about this before, I think, but. With the NFC South and, the way it is, I think, it certainly should force the NFL's hand. We had a similar situation with the NFC West a few years back.
Seattle got in.
When Seattle got in with a 7-9 record. And so, it shouldn't be this way. One of the, I think I told you this, my idea is to, make it that the top 6 in each conference get in. You either cut it down to 3 divisions and, you make the 3 division leaders get in and then top 3 wild cards, or you just go to an overall type setup where, the top 6 teams in the standings in each conference get in. I think that would be best. You want the best teams playing in the playoffs, not the team that won the worst division. In this case, it could get real ugly in the NFC South. These teams are not good against opponents outside of the division, and they're going to be basically killing each other in games that they do face off, and it's just another sign that the NFL has to change direction here, either realign the divisions or change the playoff format, maybe both. I don't know.
You remember what happened when Seattle won the NFC West with a 7-9 record? What happened?
They won the playoff game.
And that just it blows your mind.
Well, because they had
it at home,
yeah.
right? And I agree with you, Robert, and I think that your proposal is the best proposal from the standpoint that if you're not going to realign the divisions, that the top 6 teams, irregardless of what divisions they're in, the top 6 teams in each conference go to the playoffs. I think that is the most fair way to do it. And then you obviously have 2 byes. I'll tell you, the thing that bothers me is that when the NFL realigned in 2002, they went from 3 divisions to 4 divisions, okay? The thing is, they should have changed the playoff format a little bit, because what happened was you had 3 division winners and 3 wild cards. Then you cut a wild card, so you went to 4 division winners and 2 wild cards, and that's the problem. So I think they should realign. I think 3 divisions would be best, so you'd go back to 3 and 3, where I think it would be more fair. And the fact that you have one less division means it's you're not going to have a cheap winner. That you're not going to have most likely you're not going to have a team with a losing record winning a division. Now, obviously, with 16 teams in each conference, you can't be fair. It's going to have to be 2 5s and a 6. Okay, that's the way it's going to happen. So I think that's the best way to do it. Scheduling obviously is another factor, because you should be playing your division opponents home and home each season, obviously, and that does change a little bit when you go with a 6-team division. But I think the NFL does need to realign. I think that the days of these teams are AFC teams and these teams are NFC teams, I think those go out the window. Because remember, when the NFL merged with the AFL back in 1970, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and Baltimore each left the NFL to join the newly created AFC. So there is tradition, there is history with those teams switching conferences. So I think they need to look at things. Plus, obviously, if LA comes back into the league, if the Rams move or the Chargers move or whatever, somebody goes to LA, we know it's not going to be the Bills, obviously. But, if that does happen, I think that's another thing. So I think we have to wait to see how the LA situation shakes out before we can start moving teams and things like that. And yeah, you want to keep some traditional rivalries, but you know something? I think those days are done. I mean, the Giants, Cowboys, look, the Cowboys should never have been in the NFC East to begin with. That was just Tex Schramm wanting to play on the East Coast to get more media attention for his team. The Cowboys don't need more media attention anymore. You could put the Cowboys in the NFC far west, Middle East, any division, and they would still get a lot of attention. I think that the Cowboys in the NFC East, that can be done, okay? We can be done with that. I think we need to realign, make it more geographical, and take it from there. So
yeah, I think the rivalries in a lot of cases are overhyped. I mean, we living in the Syracuse area, Syracuse's biggest rival for how long was Georgetown?
Right.
And look, they're
Now
not in
Duke.
the same conference anymore.
it's Duke now, although the Duke people don't feel that way.
Yeah,
That's
no.
another story.
Yeah.
But
Well, they have UNC, so
Right.
my point is that to build off yours, the rivalries I think are overhyped. I mean, Dallas,
Right.
They're going to get attention for being Dallas. The New York Giants are going to get attention because they're the Giants, and you could certainly have them play like once a year or whatever, but. I think you have to make divisions that are, geographically more reasonable.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's potential for some great new rivalries. You put Dallas in division with, say, Houston. Intrastate rivalry there. I think that would be great.
Yeah.
Maybe put Kansas City in that division. Who knows? They're pretty close to each other.
Hey, if the
lot of possibilities.
If the NFL wanted to create a division with Miami, Jacksonville, Tampa Bay, Atlanta, and Carolina, I'd have no problem with that one, folks. None at all. You can throw the Redskins in there too. No problem. Just keep New Orleans out.
How about
Baltimore? At least until not Baltimore. Until Drew Brees is out of that division. So
We could call it the Shula division.
The Shula division. Well, he did coach
Dolphins would win it
Baltimore.
every year.
I love that. Those were the good old days. That's what I call the good old days when Miami was winning the AFC East every year, man. Anyways, that's it, folks. Appreciate you watching. Please share the links. And again, have a very happy and safe Thanksgiving weekend. If you're out driving, watch out for the bad weather. Don't drink and drive. Can't say that enough. Enjoy the football, and we'll see you next week.